I think I will talk about reform and the fallout from the arrest of political dissident Tommy Robinson by the British politicised police and by the vile, corrupt British establishment, which has been a parasite in our lives for hundreds of years, when they vindicate something like Chairman Starman, who, as I've outlined in lots of my previous videos, is a demonically infested and perfectly possessed, hellbound piece of you-know-what. Anyway, with Chairman Starman, at the moment, he's acting under orders, and so are Farage and his Reform Party. I hate to disappoint you all. So much good intent from ordinary people was invested in that party. Hate to disappoint you. I'll get into that in a moment. Labour Party, just godless, commie, Marxist scum, basically. We were going to destroy you. Conservative Party, they're out of the game, don't want to talk about them. Just a bunch of snidey, slimy creeps who were in power for many years, parasiting off and making a good living out of the state. They cleaned this place out, basically, emptied it for them to fill their own pockets. Right, let's go into this. Tommy Robinson cannot be recognised by any of the established political parties, Reform, the Conservatives, the Tories, because they've been told they're not allowed to recognise him. Because if they do, let's say Farage one day invites Tommy Robinson to share a platform with him at some sort of reform function and political event, that means he gives him full recognition. Now they've been told, no, that's not allowed. You start courting Tommy Robinson and you accept him, we'll destroy you, maybe even kill you, and that could happen. So he'll never get recognition, to the great disappointment of ordinary people, because it's not allowed. And if they ever did recognise him, which they won't, they then give him, let us say, notice of being a viable political force and opponent. They'll never do that. They will always persecute, harass, and I believe eventually take his life. That's the ultimate aim. So now we have a situation where we have millions of Brits who invested so many of their hopes in this Reform Party that they would somehow, some way stem the mass immigration. I don't call it immigration. If you watch my videos, you'll know that. Population replacement of the white British. They're not going to stop it. They've been told they can't. And what's happening now with Reform is that all these snidey, sneaky, slimebag Tories who lost their seats at the last election, they're creeping and sliming their way towards the Reform Party. They've already got that working class hater, or white working class hater, Anderson. They've got that other creep, Tice. They've got Rent an Evil Hag Widdicombe, I don't know, in the background, shuffling about on a Zimmer frame, brought that Tory dinosaur out. There'll be others. You could then even end up with Rees-Mogg, Lord Snooty, I don't know. But don't invest your time in reform. I know lots of you are thinking about UKIP. Maybe it's a viable option. I don't really know a lot about them, except to say that they are merely a political background noise, that they've never really been able to make any inroads into the British state, and maybe they will in the future, I don't know. But it's pretty desperate, because now that Farage has lost his lustre, he doesn't ask the invasive questions that he asked while he was an MEP to the English State Parliament, or the Westminster Knesset, or Westminster Noncery, wherever you want to call it, because it's famous for producing nonces, basically. And I don't want to reel them off. Or maybe I should. Why not Jeremy Thorpe and his boyfriend Bunny, and Harvey Proctor, good old Spankerman, and Cyril Smith, Liam Britton, Jimmy Savile, he was always in there with them. And let's forget about that, because there's so many of them that are fucking vile, disgusting filth, and I don't want to give them any mention. So who have you got to vote for? No one. You've been given your choices, and every one of those parties that presents itself is not going to do you any favours. It's not going to stop the mass population replacement. It's not going to stop the ending of Christianity in the UK and the two fingers up to our Lord Jesus Christ. They won't get away with that, let me tell you. They will not get away with that. They will pay a terrible price, and the sooner the better, as far as I'm concerned. Liberals, just forget that. Conservatives, well, you know what they are. If you vote for them, you deserve what you get. But one thing will come out of it. Chairman Stormont, I think they're beginning to get fed up with him. He's not delivering the goods. Because of that, he will be destroyed bit by piecemeal, I think. But the problem is they'll come up with another one. Maybe the ESN, Nigerian salesman, foreign secretary, Lamy. Maybe they'll push him onto the job, I don't know. But it's not good, it's not good. And poor old Tommy Robinson, rotting away in jail. I told him not to come back here. I told him in one of my previous videos exactly what they would do, and that is what they have done. Keep you updated. Thank you.